Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me. Again, I have this wonderful lady, Leigh Williams from C.A.D.A.S in the studio. Most of you people will know that we've been running quite a lot of interviews with some of the wonderful people that work with C.A.D.A.S. This is just kind of a roundup, and it's been very interesting for me, and it's very obvious that the passion coming across from these people is wonderful. But what's for the future for C.A.D.A.S?
It's hard not to panic and think just about surviving, but that's one of the things that we're trying to do, because we know we're seeing charities fold left, right and centre at the moment. So we are in survival mode, but we're in good health as well. So I'm delighted that whilst we did furlough a few people earlier on in the summer, we've got the whole team back working. We're not at the point where we're having to look at redundancy just yet. So in terms of being a charity, we are supporting more people than ever, and we know we need to continue. So we're really thinking cleverly about how we can continue to do this right now and support people who are needing us right now. But we can see the tsunami of need coming in the next year or two. So actually, we're going to probably have to grow, and we're going to need to think about how we do that in these really challenging times when we're struggling to cover the cost of everything that is needed.
I mean, there has been a dramatic rise in both alcohol and drug use within the past 6 months. And obviously, as you say there, you do need to grow. There's an emphasis of working together as multi-agencies, but even within that, C.A.D.A.S are going to need some kind of funding for themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, we try and work with colleagues as much as possible. We've just we've got a small project with the Well and the it's a multi-agency partnership involving the Children's Trust and a focus on alcohol. So we're able to try and support schools and young people in the Furness area between now and March. So we try and get involved in lots of multi-agency work. But quite simply, I think one of the things that people want to come to C.A.D.A.S for is our discretion, confidential.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's we do that privately. That's something that we do really well by ourselves, and that's something that we really want to continue to fund. We're very lucky that we've got some amazing funders behind us, and they've always supported our work in the Furness area, which is why it's one of C.A.D.A.S's strongest geographical areas.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they're doing really well.
It's a big need in Barrow, but it's because actually we've been lucky enough to have a really good footprint there for a long time. But those funders can only support us so far. Yeah. They're being challenged themselves. So one of the things that I really need to do is continue to get that mix of funding in. So I'll keep going for those funding pots where possible. But what I really want to do is work with local businesses and get local business support. If I can get corporate sponsorship, and if in return for some money or for some in-kind help from local businesses, we can support them and their staff, then we're delighted.
Exactly. I think one of the ways forward. One of the ways forward with this, it isn't just about money. People tend to think that when you're asking for funding, that it's cash. It's not. It's the in-business things. You've got an awful lot of businesses out there that may be able to offer practical help to upgrade and change the building space, which is going to allow a little bit more of the multi-agency working, because you've got a lovely building there. It is probably one of the oldest buildings around that area, and you are within the town centre. How would you draw in local businesses? Would there be some kind of a funding venue? Would there be some sort of an event where you could get in touch with people? What would you like to do?
I think I'd love to look at local business networks and see if the whole network can support us with some of our fundraising. And if there's a business that's got the skills, like you say, somebody's got the electrical skills, an architect design, if they can help us reconfigure that space, because we own that building and we don't want to go anywhere. We want to make that building work for us, and it's old, it's expensive. And it needs to be more cost effective, and we want more people in there. We want to feel like it's being vibrantly used. So if we can invite some other people to work from there, not all the time maybe, with us, it means that it's also not a single-use building. And we've had some feedback from clients which say sometimes they feel a little bit awkward walking in a building that's known solely for drug and alcohol support. So if we could have it more, I had this idea of calling it the Paradise Street Wellbeing Hub. If we could get a couple of people to work out of there, it just destigmatises walking through the door. But in order to get people to work from there, we know we need to smarten it up a little bit, and of course that costs money. disinclined to spend money on the building when I keep wanting to spend it on staff and on people who've got a dependency issue or who are in recovery. And I think the challenge for me is getting that support to improve the building. One of the ideas I did have actually is just for room sponsorship. So it might well be that a local company could sponsor a room and they might be able to come and help us do it up, but they might be able to kind of give us a little bit of money each year, and they can have the name above the job or something like that. And that'd be fantastic.
I think it is a superb idea to have a multi-agency hub where people can access all the services in one spot. Particularly at the moment, there's an awful lot going on about the crime and disorder that's through in the town centre. You are ideally based to help deal with this. So again, if you're looking for multi-agencies, if anybody wants to get on board, they need to get in touch with yourself. How would they do that?
They can just contact our normal reception line. I'm just going to find it. It's 0300 111 4002 and ask for me, and somebody will take their phone number and I'll call them straight back. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. As I said, we're going to be coming back in December and re-looking at the interviews that we've done, but also keeping it in people's mind that there is support and help out there. And C.A.D.A.S are right at the top of the ladder. And if there's anything that you need, we will be directing people through there. So can I just say thank you? It's been lovely to talk to you, Leigh, and I hope we'll meet again in the future.
Thanks so much. It's been brilliant for your support. Cheers, Steve.
Anytime. Thank you. Bye-bye.